Hello viewers, welcome to Start Coding Tamil. This is Adivya. In today's video, I'm going to discuss about how to add an elements in the linked list. Before getting into this video, I would strongly recommend you to check the videos on linked list and types of linked list. In this program, I have created a new two classes. One is the node and the linked list. So the node, as we know already, that node has the two information. One is the data and the pointer. Here the pointer is I represent it as the next. So the data type is integer and the next data type is node, and I created a parameterized constructor with a parameter d, and I'm assigning the d value to the data, and also I'm assigning the null to the next. Then I generated the data getters and setters for the data and next. The other class is linked list. So I created a linked list and I declared a variable node head, because as we know that the singly linked list and doubly linked list has always represent the first node as a head node. Then we declared three methods. One is an add element with the two parameters. One is the list and the other is data, and the display list with the parameter list, linked list, which will display the elements, and finally the last one is main method. Here we are sending a list with the value, and finally we are calling the display list. Okay, let's get started here. Here I'm going to send a 70 as an element. This element has to be added here. So if I want to add a new element, I have to add it as a node. So I'm creating a node new node equal to new node of data. So if we send the data, the other part of the information, okay, forget about these data. So if you have, we know that if the rule is if you have only one element, then the node, obviously the node next data pointer is always set to null. So I'm setting new node dot next. It's a next is the data pointer, okay, null. And I'm checking a condition because I want to know whether this is a first element or not. If it is a first element, then assign it as a head element. So I'm checking list dot head is equal to null. If there is no element as the first element, then assign this node as a head element. That's what I'm doing here. So the new node is assigned as a head. And if the other condition, if this I inserted a 70 and now I'm going to insert a 60, then what I am doing, I want to set the pointer instead of null, I have to set the pointer to 60. So for that I'm doing node, creating a variable last node, declaring a variable last node. In this last node I am assigning the list dot head, okay. I'm passing a while loop. I'm just declaring a while loop that I'm checking the last node dot next is not equal to null. But in our case, the last node is 70. The 70 is node is null. So hence what we are going to do, we are going to, if it is null, assign the last node dot next equal to new node. So I'm assigning the 60 node, 60 to be the address will be the 60, the address will be stored in the last node dot next. So the other thing is I'm inserting 50. So the same thing, the last node, and now the 70 dot next is not equal to null, okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch, I'm going to give the 60 as a last node. So once the 60 becomes the last node, then it again checks the last node dot next is not equal to null. Yes, the pointer is not yet assigned, it is null. Then set it to the new node is 50. The 50 is assigned to the last node dot next. Okay. Now I'm inserting 85. So the 85 we will be going, and the 85 the next is null and it is not a head node, and we will be going traversing from 70, and once it reaches 50, so the 50th node dot next is not equal to null. No, it is null. So what we have to do, assign. So from 62 we will be changing the last node to 50. Now the last node dot next is equal to new node. Now the last node is 50th, pointer will be set to 85. So 70, 60, 50, 85. Once it returns the result, so the result will be returned. Okay. Here in display list, so we know we inserted an element, we inserted all the elements. So what I'm going to start from the first. So the first is list.head, that is the current node. Then I put it as an element because I'm going to show all the elements. Then I'm saying you have to process the loop until it reaches the null. Okay, so the current node dot next is not equal to null. I'm printing the data and I'm passing the next node to current node, like that. So once if I'm, so 70 dot next is not equal to then 70. Now the current node next is 60, then 60 will be becoming a current node, then again it goes to the while loop. So 60 is not equal to null, then it prints the 60 data. Then now the current node dot next is 50. The 50 will be assigned as a current node. Then the 50 dot next is not equal to null. Then it prints the data. Then 85 as a current node. The current node is like current node dot next is not equal to null. No. So once it prints, let's run this one, and when I run, we got 70, 60, 50, 85, because after it passes, when it reaches 85, it is not equal to null. So we just printing system.out the current node of data, then the 85 is got printed. So this is how we will be inserting an element in a linked list. I hope you understand this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe it. You can watch your upcoming videos and share it to your friends. Thank you.